everyone! Welcome to stream! Today, well, you know what's going to happen. It's Saturday, it's Empire Waterworks! Now, the nice thing is that today, Empire Waterworks just went into public demo. So, you no longer have to sit on the sidelines and be jealous of me and my boiler. You may, in fact, join the public demo and enjoy the game for yourself. Without further ado, well, a little bit further ado, I do actually have to promote this. It is important that I do. Otherwise, how are people going to find me? Hello, Dio! Welcome! How are you today? Let's swap to... Uh-oh. There we go. I've never been to a stream that is starting soon. Well, welcome nonetheless. It is always nice to have a regular. Oh, right. Whoops. I just remembered I was supposed to be sharing the link. There we go. It was such a hassle to find the thing, because YouTube's been getting weird. So I just need to put that here. Publish. And... here. And there. Welcome back, Zio. Okay. Oh, right. I nearly forgot. While we're waiting for something weird to happen, perhaps a little peek into what has changed. Probably a good idea. Whoops. Let's see. Plenty of bug fixes. Fixes to sound effect attenuations. Some nice little quality of life things. Let's see. Increase the effectiveness of the boiler water tank supply pump. That's really useful because I would sit there and just... made it so that it will always pump positive as long as, even if the bolt isn't tight. Which is great, because the bolt just goes untight for some pretty wild reasons. Why the heck is hello censored? Hello, drone. How art thou today? Gabriel isn't working you too hard, I hope. Oh, I need to clean those pipes again. And just a reminder that you can adjust the difficulty of the game as you play. Yep. Who isn't doing what now? Oh no, I was just playing into the whole whatchamabucket. Ultra kill, yeah. That thing. Why are you censoring that? Drone, what's going on? Why? Gosh darn it. I can't... Oh wait, no, I can. Hang on. Let's see. Redacted. Yeah, I noticed. Why? Is the government bullying you? No reason? Ah. No, you know what Hikita should do? For April 1st next year? They should reskin the game, call it Ultra Krill, and basically make it seafood themed. It's like watching Jekyll and Hyde. Gotta pump out the excess, doodly-doo. I could have sworn this was like at a 90-degree angle. Hello, device him. I am Winggaster. Play my Deltarune. Sure. Is this the right one? Good enough. Aw. There we go! And now we're pumping water for residential. But how are you doing today, Mr. Gaster? Or device him? Don't know what you want to be referred to as. Since you were last awake, you made a few upgrades to the NB36, such as installing an autopilot, same as the XF85, and radio operator, and a seat for the XF85's pilot. Hey! I can't wait to get working on some of the other projects. The Master Fireman's Shovel. Not available in demo. And yet I can unlock it? Weird. I don't know. I did call out to him, but it seems he must have phased into another reality. This is a shame. I thought I played his song because I found one called Another Hymn. Device Hymn. I don't know. I tried. Hello, Togor! Welcome! Well, so much for that. Oh dear. The legend uses mostly white keys on a piano? What? Empty Town, which is just the legend motif, uses mostly white keys on a piano. Oh, I see. Okay. Currently, there's really only one part of the MD-36 that's unfinished, and it's just the entire fuel system. So currently, the only way to fly without infinite fuel is the nuclear system. Okay. Alright. See you in a bit. There we go. darn. The heck did dome lights do? Weird. Municipal alert reservoir is leaking. I wonder if I did that. Hope not. forget how the whistle works. Come on, Gatehouse.
light inside your soul that's still shining in the cold with the truth, the promise in our hearts. Don't forget, I'm with you in the dark.
I really need to finish Deltarune. Alright. See you in a bit, Dio. Airwaves. Why does this have Metaton energy? Oh dear. Airwaves plays during a minigame. Guess that makes sense. I'm Barry Allen, fastest man alive. Whoa! I'm not trying to put this thing down. The hell? Damn it all. Even at 4 times speed, time crawls here. Oh, I feel so sluggish. Should not take terribly long. Is it just me, or is the time moving the same speed as when time is sped up? That doesn't seem right. Yeah, it feels like the exact same speed. Oh, man. Hello? No, sir, it's not a problem. What you got? Dang it! Poke, poke. Poke, poke. Since I don't really adjust the river inlets all that much, or at all, I can't get the fire master's, or the master fireman's shovel. I don't know what it does. I guess I'll save up for the adjustable wrench. The one thing that I know I'm gonna get use out of. Right, I guess it allows you to move more coal. Perhaps. I keep losing myself in this game, and I'm supposed to be commenting, but I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to be commenting because it's like, yeah, this is nice. Whereas when I'm designing something, right, I'm either quiet because I'm thinking, or I'm talking out loud because I'm thinking, or I'm talking to you guys because you guys are really active. But we've hit a lull where it's like, nobody's really active besides Horizon. We did have Drone Ultra Kill earlier, but they're practicing the piano, so applause to them for practicing something to get better, for self-betterment. And then Dio's gone for the longest number 2 ever. Kidding, Dio, you're fine. No, I got lost. Gotta do better. What kind of game is Mr. Saitao? Mr. Saitao. Hello, Harmon! Welcome! Add that to my wish list. Alright. Whoops! So here's the funny thing, Horizon. Yeah, day 5! I haven't fricked up it too badly. Although that's maybe because of the guardrails that you put in place. You know, sort of like bowling with bumpers. Not that I'm complaining too hard. It's very useful. Horizon. One thing to keep in mind if you're strapped for space, like on a plane, is that you can use RPS conduits to also transmit fuel. It's a really funny thing about it. No, quite often when I'm designing a car, the drive shaft is also the exhaust line. It's very space efficient. Alright, that's nearly too much pressure, so let's get the residential up to speed. Whoops, I forgot to shut off the engine. This is gonna be painful. Piss. Oh, I've heard of the game My Summer Car. It's It's one of those games that's hyper detailed, but so much so that it's like impossible to get started sometimes. Trying to imagine some kind of backflow where you can release the pressure and allow the valve changeover to happen faster. But also flood your basement. The hell? I found a bug. If you use Shift E, right, a bunch, for some reason, it soft locks your pressure request, so it stays at 30. Don't know why. Like, I can just imagine, oh no, you were pumping while the request was changeover happened? Here's this emergency flow release, and now your basement is flooding. But hey, the changeover's happening faster. Better close that relief before starting the engine again, otherwise you'll just flood the entire thing. Tis an idea, but you don't have to do it because scope creep is a killer. Yeah. No, I always try to keep that in mind when making suggestions, and I just realized that I've given you probably about 50 suggestions. And that sat with me. I was like, ah, frick. Like, on the one hand, I'm glad I'm still that creative, but on the other... Ah! Wait, I just tightened you. Why are you loose again? Yeah, I'm actually really grateful to that, because the amount of times that, like, I was playing off-stream, right, before that change, and I blew the boiler, was insanity. Then again, you can't really blow the boiler anymore, so... Well, I think you can still damage it if there's no water in it. Okay. Then again, that was like months ago. Maybe not months. It was a while ago. Son of a bitch! What do you want? What racket? Everything's oiled. Oh, thank you for reminding me that the oil is just a little bit below half. So let's top that off. Top off the holy oils! Oh, you can still blow up the boiler same as before if you run it dry for too long, then suddenly add water to it. Flash boil, yeah, nice. Lovely. Can you sing happy birthday to the sibling in the room? Of course. Their name is Eligard. Eloquent name. By special request, well, hang on. Let me get to a position I can do that. Okay. Damn. Alright. By special request from Panda from the 90s. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. With kindest regards to you, Eligard. Congratulations on another orbit around our sun. Just realized my filter is going frigging ham in the background. That probably wasn't very good quality. Shoot. What we got? Ooh, that's an interesting idea. Just have an option to screw the cannon to the top of this. Not an option, an upgrade. Essentially, you just put the cannon there, stab a hole in the top. And it's a reservoir extension. Although we are right. About time I order more, huh? Excuse me, Mr. Coal Supply. Maybe not coal supply. Oil refinery first. Yeef. That was a hefty chunk of change. I'm not sure I'm breaking even. I've had the driver call me before, actually. Though I still had so many cans and coal.
Waiting for the break of day. Searching for something to say. Flashing lights against the sky. Giving up, I close my eyes. City crossway down the road. 25 or 6 to go. Staring blindly into space. Getting up to splash my face. Wanting just to stay away. Wondering how much I can pay. Should I try to do some more? 25 or 6 to go.
Oh no, it's a good system. My recommendation would be 4 cans of oil. Because you go through about a can every 6 hours. Well, actually no, not quite, but... I could just barely see the exit at the bottom. It's hard to tell because it... Can't see Jack Diddley through that.
dangerous place. Thank you for investing. Go there for your rota, there for your orders. Fill up these quotas, we'll bill for your quarters. Report to your foreman, but watch for marauders. Cause if you get eaten, there's fees for your mourners. Prosperity's there in the care of magnates, and healthy on heaven away. Did you think it was supposed to look like the poster? It mostly does, oh, if you'd only read closer. Just 10 short years to a new frontier. Snooze as you cruise and you'll wake up here. You've been trapped in that ship for an awful long time, so perhaps you have simply forgot what you signed. Oh, honestly, did you not read the colony policy that defined you as company property? That wavers you're saying autonomy. The conglomerates got you in lock and key. We put the dollar back into idolatry. If you're upset, you can rent an apology. We are a family forged in bureaucracy. No I in team, but there's con in economy. Were you expecting adventure? Were you hoping for fun? My friend, you're indentured and pleasures exempt from your tenure, so venture back down to your slums. Provided at generous prices, your worth is determined by your sacrifices. Small service went down on the surface. Internment's a freebie that comes with the purchase.
This song is called Fine Print by Stupendium.
For the board by selling boredom door to door, because it's all that we deserve and it is all we can afford. The secrets of the universe and all the world to be explored, but our dreams are back on earth and now the work is our reward. And you'll be grateful for seats at the table, though it dips at one end and the bench is unstable. You may waste your days, but at least you were able to pay off your grave since we leased you your cradle. Be faithful and pray we'll repay what you invest. Behave as you slave of humanity's interest. On account that you're all on account and we're quickly amounting humanity's interest. You think that we'd sink to the brink of rebellion with markets dependent on peddling weapons. The architect tells them the secret to heaven is simply consuming whatever we sell them.
Yeah, the Stupendium is a great source of music. He's a fantastic creator, and you should go support him. Oh shit! I wasn't paying attention. Oh man, Municipal's gonna be mad. Well, that's probably them being a little bit, annoyed that I caused their reservoir to leak. Trying to think what else municipal would be used for. Probably toilets and I don't know. Well, I don't know, public toilets? Public toilets would be municipal. Wait, no, Harmon! His mug doesn't go flying out of his sink. His entire office floods with coffee! Really, really watered down coffee. I don't know. No! Wait! No! It's not just that. I imagine it's also irrigation. That's not... I don't think that... Is that industry? It could be... I suppose it could be considered industry. But you could be called by a bunch of farmers who are angry because their, all of their irrigation stuff shattered. Or, I don't know. It's a thought.
Shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the street, the traffic starts stopping. Folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Barely getting by. It's all taking and no giving. They just use your mind and they never give you credit. It's enough that drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5. For service and devotion, you would think that I would deserve a better promotion. Want to move ahead, but the boss
Watered down coffee is the worst. Really? And not the entire office flooding with it? Although I don't know how that would work. That would have to be like a built-in coffee maker with like an auto stoker of beans. The phone has rung twice on the reprieve, or on the refrain. Just odd timing. I'm not speeding up time, am I?
People say a man is made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood and skin and bones. A mind
That's weak and a back that's strong. 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt.
Saint
Peter, don't call me 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store.
born one morning.
No, sun didn't shine.
I picked up my shovel and I walked to the mine. I loaded 16 tons, a number 9 coal, and the straw boss said, well, that's my soul. You load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't
This
go.
is perfect
I owe
music for
my
the trailer.
soul to the company store. I was born one morning, it was drizzling rain. Fighting and trouble are my middle name. I was raised in the canebrake by an old mama line. Can't know how to tone woman make her walk the line. You load 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and
For like the full release.
St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. If you see me come, better step aside. Lot of men didn't, lot of men died. One fist of iron, the other of steel. If the right one don't get you, then the left one will. You load 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me 'cause I can't go.
I hold my soul to the company store.
To the company store.
Do-do-do-do. What year was it released?
Song of sons and daughters, hide the heart of who we are, making peace to build a future, strong, united, working till we fall. The air and water flowing hard, the land we call our home. Push to keep the dark from coming, feel the weight of what we owe. This, the song of sons and daughters, hide the heart of who we are.
1955.
To build a future, strong, united, working till we fall. And we're all left.
That is when it was last released, I believe. It's been remastered a few times, but like it old. Honestly, anything where the artist is dead or it's like 100 years old, it shouldn't be able to be claimed by anyone. Like that is public domain now. You want to make money, you're gonna have to spend money. There's some limitations like that that enable public domain. I'll have to look it up. Yeah. Might actually be able to get Dave Dexter. He's done several, Dave Dexter's done several indie game soundtracks. And this is him right now. Mostly just does guitar music. From what I can tell. That's the last load of coal I dump in there. Gotta let the fire die out before the end of the shift. Ha! There's just a brush you can get in the upgrade tree called the Hydra. And it's basically just this configuration of brushes, but it cleans, like, well, according to this, 15 times faster. Or you could get the pitchfork. That's only 5 times faster. Hello? Am I reconnected? Please tell me I didn't get disconnected. Huzzah! I've given the flight engineer the ability to pump fuel into different tanks or into the drogue to refuel whatever the aircraft is connected to it. Hey! It does have an extremely long loiter time due to its nuclear propulsion ability. Indeed. Come on, whistle clean, please. My lighter is nowhere to be found. And neither are my wrenches. Interesting. Oh wait, nope, there's some wrenches. Huh. Me, or has it been taking the... No, that's just normal, I guess. Alright. Yeah, I don't know, they just all cut out at the same time. I must have pressed something. Well, no, not exactly the same time, actually. I still had the shovel and the can. But then all the wrenches and these things weren't showing. Thought I'd fix that. No worries. That's why the reset tool thing exists. You can't find something, reset it. Take your time. I'm sure you'll find a fix eventually. I am rather curious why it had done that, but... It's still early access and in demo, so... Can't be perfect. Not a AAA studio. Chill. You hit T, it toggles the icons too. There's, okay, that must be where the other icons went. Oh hey, everything's visible now. Okay, cool. I turned them off and back on again. The classic IT conundrum. Have you turned it off and on again? Hello, have you turned it on and off and on again? Is it plugged in? If you press the power button. Did you go to any sites you weren't supposed to? Damn, it's already been an hour. You warm enough? Nope, still cold. Still very cold. Warming these bloody things up takes so damn long. What percentage are the jackets at? I have them at 50, but like I've had better luck only going to 20. Which is odd. Probably needed to build boiler pressure. Maybe. Unknown. Hurry up and get to temp. Oh shoot, it's at temp. Except for this one. There we go. Give her some beans. Oof. Practically residue at this point. Ah, shite. I think my feed valve is killing the pressure a bit. This is how I usually run my stuff. Trickle water in, so that I don't, you know, blow the entire thing. I have it constantly set at 4%, that's just usually how I run it. Maybe that's what's killing my timing, but, I mean, small price to pay for, just a little bit of inefficiency. Going to post a tour of the NB36 in my Discord? Go for it. That's what why the Discord is there, to show off what you're up to. So, Harmon, the hell? One of the concepts that I threw at you was having the rotor or the dynamo from Hydro, just like not exactly copy pasted, but thrown in. Where you essentially connect it to the flywheel via a drive belt. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. I just need to curb some of these leaks. So the idea would be that for an upgrade, you can connect this flywheel to a drive belt, which might span over here or over there or whatever, and then pass that through this wall, and have essentially the hut from Hydro right here, where you can feed the electrical lines, or feed the electrical grid. For some extra money, because it's rare, but every now and then I get to the point where I've pumped so much that if I pumped any more, I'd cause problems. So you just swap off the river inlets, right, and let the engine make power, so that you can fund your operations. And I understand that is definitely scope creep. I'm still confused where this thing comes in. What is that? Oh shoot, I missed the delivery driver. Darn. Alright, so that comes down here. What is that? It's a condenser bypass valve. Steam engine condenser. Allows exhaust steam to condense back into water to feed back into the boiler. Greatly improves steam engine power through vacuum pressure. I heard Waterworks in Netherlands do it. Huh. Is stream choppy for you guys? I keep looking over and seeing it like jitter. It could be that because it's running in the background it's having trouble, but I just wanted to check in with you guys. It's a steam exhaust pipe, got it. I think we worked it out. How far back is the stream? That's that was a solid 5 minutes ago. Weird. I'm rather curious what this is supposed to be, though. Diesel bulk storage tank. Ow! How painful would it be to rebrand the oil to Snake's Fine Oil? What? It's the snake oil salesman. Gosh, I wish I could see. Oh shoot, we're empty. Okay. Good thing I checked. On my third, I barely chat. You're also one of the only other ones here, and a regular. So, from what I can tell, I think it goes off of watch time. Number of chats, and your loyalty to the channel. That would be my guess. I think my stream was delayed a few minutes. It's live now for me. No worries, I'm used to it. I used to run it where it was like 15-minute delays between someone chatting and me responding. Which was awful. Though now that I have, unfortunately, I had to swap to YouTube permanently for the ultra low latency option to be available for me, so that's just the way it goes, I guess. I'm making the NB36 tour a thread in the art channel. Can't wait to take a look. Yeah, so Harmon, one of the other things that you've probably never seen, I think most people in the chat's never seen this, is that I actually had a chat screen. Right there. But unfortunately, oh shoot, my avatar. Right, hello. Unfortunately, because the program that I use, Restream, did not allow me to set the latency between YouTube and myself. I just stopped using it because I used to stream to Twitch and YouTube, and I was gonna move into Kick, but unfortunately the I should probably check to see if Restream has that functionality now, because if it does, I'd love to swap back to Restream and get back on Twitch, because there's a lot of stuff that I've been missing out on. But like YouTube and Twitch could interact with each other and like respond to each other, and you could see it on my screen. It's a shame. It was really cool too. Anywho, hello Panda. How's Eligard? Yeah. How's Eligard's birthday going? Sleeping? Fair enough. Oh dear! Alright, see you around, Dio. Thank you for hopping in. One thing I will say, Harmon. Can we make it where the firebox door, to move it is F or something? Or like, if you have the shovel in your hand, it stays open until you put the shovel down? Make things, just a little bit easier. Because every now and then I'm putting coal in, and it just closes on me, and it's one of the most annoying things. Yes, yes, I know, it's below threshold. I'm already fixing it. Except I can't, because I accidentally glitched the steam regulator again. Not to create extra work for you, Harmon, but... Darn, I can't just shovel the coal back into the hopper. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay. Yes, hello. Damn, all these prank callers. They like this game that you play. They say that they know the engine you're working on and then proceeded to tell me things. Oh, really? They know this specific engine? Or like this specific setup? Hello? Empire Waterworks and Crematorium, where both water and fire coexist. I'm again reminded just how wild it would be if this was a horror game. It's not a horror game? No. Not yet. I keep pushing ideas on Harmon of like, yes, what if your river inlet valves sucked up a fishman, and now there's a bunch of fishmen crawling onto land to be annoyed with you, and you can whack them with a shovel. Be gone, merfolk! Be gone, merfolk! Spear. Lock the door! Replace the glass! What is this? Oh. Quiet thy prattle, elderly Karen Goth. Excuse me? What do you want? Look at that technique! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Huzzah! Have you painted the interior at all? Just a question. Gotta set the mood. Fucking Ziply fiber bullshit. Am I still connected? Bippity boppity boop. That's the Steam regulator glitched again. There we go. Hello? Son of a bastard. Hello? Gosh darn it! Every time I try to talk about shoveling coal back into the hopper, my internet service provider just gives me the fucking middle finger and disconnects me. At least it didn't do it that time, though maybe they were scrambling for it. The fuck? It's happened 4 times in as many minutes. Less even. Like, what the hell? Okay. The idea is... Son of a bitch! What? Go fuck yourself. Ah! Okay. So the idea is, when you're shoveling coal, it's a little bit hard to eyeball. Is there any reason that it would be infeasible to just shovel the coal back into the hopper? Like, is it just hard for bookkeeping in the code behind the scenes? I mean, besides just getting good, I suppose, but... Oh, I've already suggested hallucinations when you're tired. would need to test it out. Again, I feel bad for just adding to your plate constantly. Because like I said, this game is a really, really good Zen game of just chilling out, managing this thing. It's a little bit stressful, but not too stressful. So you feel like you're getting something done, but you're, you know, it's just that sweet spot, you know? Like that, I really shouldn't have done that, but if I had seen red, and I didn't train myself to just shovel coal, might be able to throw it into the hopper and save myself a few pennies or dollars. Oh yeah, I forgot. That is a thing. Hang on, where is it? But get ready for some weirdness. So Harmon, an even easier option for controlling the firebox door. Instead of making it so that it detects if you're holding a shovel, just make it so that E opens it and Q closes it. Because that way you can drop the shovel, right? Or you can keep the shovel, keep holding onto the shovel. But like, E opens, Q closes. It's not that far, that much of a stretch from the other logistics of the game, because Q closes your valves and a few other things, but I'm just imagining an option. Because, like, okay, so one of the things about horror games is hinting that things might go wrong. Don't do this, Harmon. I'm just saying. So, like, imagine you're just exploring and you come up here and it says press E to hide. And immediately alarm bells go off in somebody's brain as they look at that and go, why the hell do I need to hide? Either that or press shift to sprint. Press E and Q to peek around corners. Just, in horror games, letting people know how they have to survive scares the piss out of them. Interesting. Okay, so if you're holding shift, which I don't think shift actually does anything, but if you're holding shift or W, no, W allows you to open it. But if you're holding shift, it doesn't allow you to open the door. That's interesting. Like holding shift, releasing shift. It's fine. It's like, oh yeah, no, you're no longer sprinting, although there is no sprinting in the game. So, I don't know. That's a weird... Huh. It's a weird thing to find. That is a cool idea. The dream shoveling. The dream shoveling? Dream shoveling. Shifty is reserved for a different action. I see. That's fair. No, if you just standardize that every door closes with Q, it'll be a lot easier for players to adjust for that. Dream shoveling. Where's dream shoveling? Like if you're shoveling coal for 43 minutes and then suddenly it snaps, you realize you've done nothing. Why would you be shoveling coal for 43 minutes? Although imagining this thing, imagining this thing, right, where if you get tired enough, the door splits in half and makes chewing motions. Rocking with a nice baked potato from time to time, guys. I mean, I'd love to have a baked potato right about now. How are you doing today, Lucid 5002? A baked potato healing item. Ha! Oh no! If you give the character an Irish accent, give them a baked potato. That's woof. The numbers are random. I don't recall adding the name. Probably just taken, I assume. Probably, yeah. Well, thanks for showing up, Lucid. Are you a new viewer? Have you been to the channel before? Forgive me if I don't recall. Panda's brother-in-law. Nice to have you here, Lucid. What have you gotten up to today? Are you Eligard? The one that I sang happy birthday to? I've been watching the stream with them, but decided to comment myself. Eligard's partner. Hey! Oh, right. They did say that Eligard was their sibling, not their brother-in-law. Well, I certainly appreciate having you here. It's always nice to add another person to the Hayport family. Ooh. Oh, it is getting to be about that time that I need to be calling it quits. And ironically, getting close to quitting time in game. They're very obsessed with trains. Thomas and Friends is one of their favorite series. Hey! If they're interested, there is a train game called Steam to Electric. There's also Derail Valley. What other train games can I think of? I mean, Choo Choo Charles is a little bit, asinine, but it's fun. Let's see. Tell them about the Nuke Train? Oh no, the Nuke Train! You brought up the Nuke Train! How could you? So, in a game called Stormworks, I regularly build, steam-powered apparati, and the latest one is a train. And it's powered by nuclear. I created a, what is it? A pressurized... No, it's not even pressurized. It's literally just... Whoops, I glitched it again. I glitched the steam regulator again. That's so easy to do if you press Shift E twice on the steam regulator. It glitches out the, It just glitches it out. I could stop it, I'm strong enough. Oh no. I don't know, the Overkill can go like 120 miles an hour. Nah, I'd win. If you're interested, when this shift is over, what I'll do is I'll swap over to Stormworks, and I'll do a little bit of a showcase of what I've been working on. If you are interested. Alright. So when the shift ends, we will call it. And I will open up Stormworks for a quick little show and tell, and then go to sleep. I could just go back and show one of your old videos. Well, sure, but... that's not as fun. Yeah, look at this. Like, if your energy gets too exhausted, all these dials should start glowing red. Because, like, this is spooky right here. And it's funny as heck. Have you been keeping up with the World Cup? No, it's not really my scene, unfortunately. Red glowing skinny dials that laugh at you. Spinning dials. Yeah, I know. I was just saying earlier that, like, if you get tired enough as you're feeding the boiler, or no, you get tired enough, you shovel coal, you don't even have to open the thing, right? Because you walk up to it with coal and the entire grate splits open and opens like a mouth so you can feed it coal with 3 baleful bolt eyes. We're very silly here. Although, to be fair, I do see a face in this phone. I forget what that's called. What is that called? Anthropomorphism? No, the ability to see faces and things. No, 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 no. There's an actual, like... Alright, we'll save here. The telephone is ringing. Action failed. Really? I got delayed from going home over that? Wow. Actually, we're just gonna have to cut it there because I realized that the residential pressure is too low. So we're gonna have to feed that. In any case, let's head out of here. And I'm going to open up. No, not 5M. Pareidolia. That. Pareidolia. Pareidolia. Yeah, whatever. Seeing faces and objects is called pareidolia. Whatever. I can't. Parry this, you filthy casual. Alright. Lucid. Welcome to my workshop. When I'm not playing Empire Waterworks, or literally any other game, I am playing this. Oh, you might want to grab a chair as well. It gets wild. Oh dear, I seem to have opened the modified workbench. Alright. Welcome to the low poly game of Stormworks. Stormworks is a game where you are capable of basically piecing pieces together to make vehicles. And now, it's called Stormworks Build and Rescue, but hardly anyone actually, you know, uses it for rescuing people. Waiting for the workbench to open. Now, I'm a bit of a builder, if you couldn't tell. Of course, Horizon. I'd love to show it off. So, I've actually lost the majority of my builds. But some of the first ones that I did are down here. This is not mine. I'm actually going to delete that because it's not mine. I have the builder's original thing downloaded. So the earliest thing that I have, the earliest thing that I built, or still have that I built, is a something that I called the minimal nuclear reactor. This is in no way the most effective or efficient design, but it was the first design that I came up with. And I've been using it ever since, in varying ways. Oh, right. So this nuclear reactor is an 8-rod nuclear reactor. The blue light that you see is in fact simulated and not in fact Cherenkov radiation. As much as I would love it to be. Now, I went from that to my latest design of reactor, which I've deemed the minimum volume 8-rod reactor. Why is it minimum volume? Well, you see, when you build a reactor, unfortunately, if you're building it the way that they intend you to build it, for the most part, you have to include the fuel rods in the reaction chamber, which increases the amount of volume of water that you have to boil at once, which is a pain. If I scroll up through my crazy collection of bullshit, I found a glitch in the game. And that glitch... Where is it? Has afforded me some lovely design options. Primarily of which is my reloadable nuclear train. Now this puppy has been sort of abandoned, but it has some neat features. For example, when it is stationary, and when the fuel rods are extracted from the reactor, this is my reactor design now, by the way, you can, in fact, open a hatch, disconnect the fuel rods, and lower it on a lift, and reload it. I'm actually rather proud of this design, and I want to finish it someday. But in the meantime, when the reactor, when everything is set up, you can in fact turn the reactor on, and it plugs itself in, and it's called a minimum volume because you don't have the reactor, or sorry, you don't have the fuel rods inside of the reaction chamber. The reaction chamber is exclusive to the place where the reaction happens. And thus, it takes very little time for the reactor to get up to temperature and start boiling water. This is one of those scenarios where I would not trust a new worker on this. You say that, but I have safeties in place. For example, if you disconnect the rod, right, but then you need to turn this back on, it'll actually reconnect everything, and then you can just turn these off, and it's perfectly safe. I actually spent a lot of time getting this sequence just right, like straight up. Just the action of this took me 2 days, right? Unplug the fuel rods, and then retract the cradle, and then you push it in. This thing lowers slightly so that this thing can travel forward. That took an entire day to get right. So yeah, no, I'm pretty proud of this design. However, this design has a problem. Unfortunately, it is not powerful enough. It is not designed properly. And I didn't figure that out until too late. So as good as this thing looks, I don't know what to do with it. It is a modified build, so oh well. The latest design that I have put through, or the latest 2 designs that I have put through, have been reduxes. Oh, and just so you know, every piece of this was hand-placed. Right? So every piece of pipe, every tank, every pump, every motor, everything. All of this. The entire goddamn thing I handcrafted lovingly, and I can't even finish it because it is a failure. Let me explain to you why it is a failure. Because in order for it to function properly, it needs to look something like this. Behold the overkill. This is Nuke 2. Nuke 2 is quite a, well, overpowering presence, as it has 16 boilers, 16 condensers, and one 8-rod nuclear reactor. It also hosts twin overpowered pistons. I call them overpowered because they have these tanks here. These tanks serve as pressure tanks, building up atmospheric pressure inside of them and allowing me to force more steam through these pistons. I did in fact do a Nuke 3. Nuke 3 is not quite as impressive. The idea was to use more medium-sized wheels to increase traction. However, it sort of lost out to the overkill as it wasn't able to keep up in speed, and it couldn't tow as much. Nuke 3 will also probably never be completed. Though it would be nice to complete it and put it on the workshop just to have it out there, as I'd basically do a nuclear line of everything, including, and not limited to, a nuclear plane, which I am working on. Again, using the minimum depth, or the minimum volume, 8-rod nuclear reactor that should be able to be reloaded. I would love for that to be the case. Anyways, one of my viewers has requested that I show off the MD-36. a project that they have been working on, where they are retrofitting another player's creation to host a nuclear reactor. This is the NB-36. As you can see, it's actually some of the previous users can see that it's actually been properly kitted out and retrofitted with glass, which I don't recognize these parts. What are these parts? Window flat edge. Oh, okay. Now, the NB-36 hosts 6 propeller engines, 4 turbine engines, and actually 6 turbine... what the hell is this? The hell? A rotary autocannon? Well then. Anywho, it also hosts 6 turbine engines which turn the propellers. At least I think it's 6 turbines. There's 4, there's 6. 6 turbine engines, and then 4 more turbine jet engines. Now, I promised you a nuclear engine, or a nuclear reactor. That is down here, next to the Parasite Fighter. Right here is the condenser bank, right? Where it condenses all of the water used in order to make this thing fly. Now, Horizon the Protogen has made significant use of my minimum depth design. And I'm rather proud of that, because it means that I've helped out in some small way with this build. They use a... oh boy, what is this? 5, 10, 12... This is a 12-rod reactor with 3 control rods. I want this music. What is this? Oh, it's still forts. Okay. They utilize a 12-rod minimum volume reactor design. Though instead of anchoring the reactor's force field door, which I'll explain that in a bit, with 2 robotic hinges, they instead use these robotic pivots. And I'm just now realizing that I messed up when doing my version, trying to copy this thing to help keep it going, but that's alright. In any case, it seems that this design is primarily functional. Looks like it. So why don't we have a little bit of fun with it? Well, it's either going in the drink, or it's taking off. There is no in-between. The version you have does not have the fuel cell you will require to start the reactor. Oh wait, no, you mean the jet fuel. Right. No, that should be fine. Look at this. Wait, is that a... It is! It's a flat top! The very, very thin, modded block, I guess, that allows you to have thin roofs. I'm jealous! Alright, so in order to start the reactor, you have to come down here to the reactor start area. I am not familiar with what is going on here. That's radar, I guess. So you turn this key, and the reactor should start. We'll set the temperature for 500. The reactor is now climbing in temperature. Blue shall take this time to go over its many features, including a reactor eject. We'll be doing that mid-flight. Right here you have your bombing station, I just realized. Now, you don't really see much, but there is a camera underneath the plane. This station, this looks like the radio operator's station. But also a remote station where you can drop the parasite fighter. This looks like the weapon, the turret system. Haven't really done much with that. In here you have your tunnel to the back end of the thing and the tunnel to the parasite fighter. Did you unfold the wings? Not yet. Then again, I haven't throttled up anything. Or is that a problem? Do I need to fix something. Now, because this thing is utterly massive, kinda have to do some funky stuff. Including, whoops, extending the wings. Which is a rather impressive party piece, if I do say so myself. All engines are now at full throttle. Let's take a look at the reactor temperature. We are now at 175 degrees. If I no-clip through to the back, we shall see that the boilers are not have only just come up to temperature. I am actually rather curious, although I probably shouldn't be. Let's hop into their nuclear reactor real quick. The nuclear reactor is, in fact, getting up to temperature. Now, this is very similar to my train design. These gas tanks, which is another thing that I introduced Horizon to in terms of getting the turbines up to speed, build up atmospheric pressure, which allow you to force more steam through the turbines, wherever the turbines are. I don't remember. I believe they are, in fact, near the wings. Or near the, here they are. Wait. No, that shouldn't... Here we go. As you can see, the atmospheric pressure is rising. Steam out, however, has not, in fact, moved at all. If you had damage on, would you have been battered by cancer rays? Yes! And I also would have been boiled alive. In any case, let's swap over to steam power. As you can see, we are now gaining speed, and I need to get into the pilot's chair to release the brakes. Probably. Or to increase prop pitch. Oh dear. Well, luckily, since, I have created a submarine. Whoops. We are now sinking. Is there cabin lights at all? Oh dear. The entire crew cabin is in fact pressurized according to Horizon the Protogen, which is kind of funny. But yes, hopefully Lucid, that is enough of a showcase, as I need to get some sleep before I go to work. This is now a horror game. And to close out the stream, let's crash my PC. Who needs to delete the vehicle when you can delete it automatically? All the lights in the sky, are stars. Thank you all for watching. I have had a great day today, and I met a few new people. I hope you guys would like to return. Make sure to drop a subscribe, a like, etc. Drop a comment on any previous videos that you might have interested in. And I guess I shall see you guys next time. Stay safe out there, alright? Bye-bye!